on, you're on.
Hello everyone, it's Timmy 2009 and I'm finally back with the last plush review for now. So, is finally the time we've all been waiting for. Welcome to the new and improved, remastered Starlight plush review, where we're going to be taking a look at my favorite pony who's not part of the main six, the legend herself, the peak character of My Little Pony, Starlight Glimmer.
Yay!
Yes, Starlight is very awesome, and if you've been on my channel, you know that this pony means a lot to me, and she holds a special place in my heart, and she's probably the reason why I love My Little Pony. So, 2 years ago, we did do a review on the Starlight Glimmer plush, but
Has it been that long ago?
Yeah, it's
Oh
a very different...
goodness.
Yeah, this plush is a little bit dated, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I have a lot to say about Starlight, but I'm probably not going to have time to do that much, so I'm going to try not to lose count of how many minutes we're at.
I'll let you know.
Okay, so first we're going to talk about how I got this plush, talk about the old plush, and just how we got here in general, and if we have time, I'll do Starlight's character traits and why I love her so much. Although, if you want to hear me talk about that, you can watch the old Starlight plush review. It's still up, but I'm still going to call this one the remastered plush. Now, I know you're probably going to be asking why I bought a second plush if I already had a plush. Well, one, this plush is better than the other one. And two, I don't mind getting duplicate of Starlight because she really is the best character. And y'all know how much I love her so much. So, let's take you back to November of 2022. This was months after I bought the Trixie plush back in May of 2022 when I got my new apartment, and when Mr. Crabtree inspired me to buy it. So, in November, my mom asked me if I wanted a Starlight Glimmer plush at some point, and what I said was I wanted to make a custom plush out of fabric. But what she told me is that, why don't I just get this plush and modify it to, the Season 6 version? Now, I told her this was the Season 5 version, and as you know, I don't like the Season 5 hairstyle. So, we took this plush and modified it to look like the Season 6 version. And then I did a review on it, and I've just talked about everything that I just mentioned. Now, the plush did look nice while I had it, but I mean, there's still probably some nitpicks I do have with it. For one, it's way too pale.
Yeah, and it is almost pink.
While the half-footed eye face is cute, it still does look like she's kind of I mean, this is the face you would make,
sleeping?
While she is a villain, this face would just be
sinister, ha ha ha.
She may seem friendly at first, but then she reveals her true self.
Right.
Later on in the episode. Now, I mean, well, yes, the hair does look a bit better, but I feel like we could have still done better. So, that's when the plush company Symbiote Studios came along and started producing their own line of plushies that are super soft and way cuter and better proportioned.
Well, they're not. Yeah, these have an extra piece of fabric, so they're spread out. They're not real skinny. They've got that middle part right here.
I mean, I still do love the Trixie Lululemon plush. It's very cute, especially that half-lit eye cat smile face. And while, yes, the Symbiote Studios plush is better, I wouldn't want to replace this plush because having this feels like I have a piece of Mr. Incredible with me, and this plush really is adorable. Even if a little different proportions. And now, I don't really know how to compare the fabrics because one plush is very soft, and this one, I really don't know about...
It's not bad. It's pretty good quality, but this one is softer.
I mean, I don't know that much about fabric, and if I did, I would just be Rarity. Because she does... I mean, she's all about fashion.
Right.
Yeah. I've already talked about her before. So, that's how I got that plush, but now let's go to December of 2023.
Okay.
So, on my Christmas list, I did ask for Rarity and Applejack. And then when Starlight Glimmer was announced, I was hyped beyond belief, and I knew she would be a perfect Christmas gift, because one, I love Starlight, and two, it's nice that Symbiote Studios has given Starlight more love. Now, I don't know how many people would actually buy this plush, considering that there are a lot of Starlight fans, but there are some people who don't like her as much for some reason, even though she reformed. And that always confused me. Now, I respect your opinions and all, but to this day, I still find that odd that a reformed villain would still get hate, Like, yes, I know what she did was wrong, believe me, but that doesn't mean. But everyone deserves a second chance in life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all deserve a second chance, and we're not always going to be bad. At some point, we're going to change. Because, yeah, I mean, yes, I know Starlight was bad, but she's definitely improved, and she's learning from her mistakes, and she doesn't want to go back to being evil, which is what I love. Alright, so, when it was December 25th, as expected, I got Rarity Applejack, and I was really happy to have Starlight Glimmer. Now, Twilight Sparkle wasn't on my list, but I really can't complain too much, but I'm still kind of mixed on this. Like, while yes, I like the plushie, but I feel like she's one of the hardest ponies to talk about on my channel. Like, every time I do a video on Twilight, I still find it hard to talk about her because she really isn't that memorable in my opinion. Like, she doesn't really do much. Like, she just exists to have dialogue, and she's the princess of friendship. But I actually love her as Starlight's mentor, which I'll talk about soon. Which I already mentioned in the Twilight video, which that video's still up if you want to check it out. So, that's pretty much the backstory of how I got the Starlight Glimmer plush. This new one and the old one. So, if we at the end, I'll do comparisons to this plush and that plush.
But, all right.
So, that was the introduction. Now let's talk about Starlight as a character.
7 minutes.
Okay, so that was actually quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, now I've already mentioned Starlight Glimmer's evil self back when I did the old plush review. So, if you haven't seen that plush, I'll give you a quick summary. So, Starlight Glimmer started out as an evil supreme overlord dictator who stole every pony's Q marks and made them all equal. Just because Sunburst got a Q mark before her and actually left her when she was a filly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So she basically says that Q marks ruin friendships, and she does sound a bit crazy, like very insane.
Right.
Like,
Unhinged.
she's basically Adnoid Hinkle, if you think about it. I feel like this is one of the first times My Little Pony has ever talked about political stuff, like equality.
Right.
But I do think it's a pretty interesting message, but it's still a pretty dark and insane premiere to start off with season 5, but it does get better once Starlight is defeated and everyone gets their Q marks back. And then she went back in time and tried to get revenge on Twilight for the first time she got defeated. And at the end of season 5, Twilight Sparkle makes Starlight her new pupil, and now it's a full circle narrative, like a full circle continuation. Sorry if I got that mixed up, but
you're fine.
Yeah, it's a full circle like continuation of the series, like from season 6 all the way up to the end of season 7, like the very first episode of season 7. Starlight has become Twilight's pupil and has definitely improved since season 5. And I'm so happy that they changed her design and didn't make her ugly anymore. Like, she kind of went from ugly to beautiful, but also bad to good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're wondering why I do hate Starlight's design from season 5, let's be honest, it's kind of flat, and she almost looks like a worse version of Twilight Sparkle, like basically having the bangs on her horn, and well, yes, she does still have this back part, but the bangs are just what bothered me. Like, she's kind of like Elvira almost. And now, I think it does make sense since all the other ponies had bangs when they were turned equal, like they all had the same haircut. But when they got their Q marks back, they all had their own unique designs, and they look so much better now. Double Diamond, Party Favor, Night Glider, and Sugar Belle. Now, I want to know who your favorite of those are. I know Mr. Incredible loves Night Glider the most, but for me, I do like all of them. Now, I don't know how many people do like Sugar Belle, but I think she's okay. Like, she's definitely a good character, and if you hate her, I respect your opinion. So, now we're going to be doing Starlight Season 6 character, because she has definitely gotten better. Now, I think what also changed is her voice, because I think she sounds a little bit more cuter and more adorable than season 5. I feel like she had a more sinister tone to her season 5 voice, like when she was evil.
Is it the same actress?
Yeah, Kelly Sheridan. Now, the two reasons why Incredibly loves Starlight Glimmer is that, one, she's voiced by Kelly Sheridan, and two, she made a reference to Pixar's The Incredibles. And also, she did save the show. Like, now, at first, I thought season 7 was going to be bad, like, but then Starlight Glimmer actually made it worth watching. I still don't know about seasons 8 and 9, though. I still am afraid that they might end up being bad. Now, I wouldn't say seasons 7 through 9 are unnecessary. They're just, like, missed potential. because what ended up happening is that Starlight graduated in season 7, and that really sucks because I wanted Starlight to continue her friendship lessons. Now, the reason why I love Starlight is because she's a pupil, she actually has the best character development. When Twilight Sparkle is teaching Starlight, she gets better and better,
Mhm.
and she somehow has a leg up over Twilight Sparkle and keeps going up higher and higher, while Twilight gets sink down lower. I feel like season 7 through 9 undid Twilight Sparkle's development. It actually had me lost faith in her being a better character and actually making me like her. Now I will still say that season 6 is Twilight Sparkle's best season. And if season 6 was the conclusion to the whole franchise, I think Twilight would not be my least favorite right now. And she would actually have an actual character trait and not just be generic. But season 7 through 9 just completely destroyed all of that and erased all of that. And I don't know if they were intentionally trying to separate Twilight and Starlight, but I do think it was a bit unfair. Like, there could have been better things that they could have done. Like, they could have added Starlight Glimmer to the main 6 and make it the main 7. Or they could have actually done what happened to Twilight in season 3 and made Starlight Glimmer an alicorn. I think that would be epic. But that's not saying, like, season 7 through 9 are bad. One thing I will give season 7 credit for is making Starlight Glimmer actually more funnier than how she was in season 6. I think the only thing I liked about her was her character development, how she improved, and I still think the funniest scene is where she uses her magic on Big Mac and makes him talk sentences.
Mhm.
But I do love season 6 for multiple reasons, and obviously Starlight is the biggest reason, but I like her redemption arc. I think her voice is cute. Yes, she does try to get out of the things she doesn't want to do. Like, yes, she is very nervous, and that's her character flaw. She also has anxiety, which is one thing I actually do relate to for Starlight.
Mhm.
And later in season 7, they did give her anger problems, which is one thing she didn't have in season 6. She only got scared. She was very friendly. Like, she does smile a bit, and she's very happy, but sometimes when she has to do a new lesson, she doesn't, she's afraid that she'll be bad at it, and it won't go as planned. Now, the reason why she's afraid to reunite with Sunburst is because, one, she's worried that he's not going to like her because she was evil, and two, he would probably talk endlessly about how big of an important wizard he is, which, spoiler alert, he's not. But Starlight then tells Sunburst about her evil past and then tears up at the end. And then they both work together to fix the snowstorm and save the Crystal Empire from being frozen in a wasteland. And we do get
That
introduced
sounds
to...
like Frozen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I'm just I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. And I know people hate that movie so much. I'm probably not going to talk about Frozen. And besides, we have Frozone from Pixar's The Incredibles.
That's right. He's awesome.
He's voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. How can you
Mm-hmm.
get better than that? And he's also an iconic character. So, anyways. And then there are other episodes where, like I've already mentioned, she made friends with the great and powerful Trixie. And I think there are a lot of interesting things, like Twilight is very overprotective for Starlight. Trixie says that she wanted Starlight to be her friend so that she can be better than Twilight Sparkle, which breaks Starlight's heart.
14.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel bad for Starlight, but I'm happy that they did make amends, and they do have one thing in common, that they're both reformed villains. So I think the friendship does make sense, although in season 7, their friendship does get tested when Trixie makes Starlight angry, and they both sometimes annoy each other in the road of friendship, and Starlight sells Trixie's wagon, but owns up to it. Now, even though people love Starlight Glimmer, they're probably going to say that there are some episodes that aren't that good, like Father Knows Beast, where we see Spike's not real father, Sludge, who is an unlikable character.
Not real father?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I mean, yeah, but there's also a matter of principles where Starlight gets angry and, kills Discord. But he does become a ghost, and Starlight revives him and apologizes. So I wouldn't say he actually died. I don't think they would be willing to, kill off Discord that easily.
Yeah.
He also
not.
got shot by King Sombra, but he didn't die. And not to mention, I do love Discord. He's pretty hilarious, and I think John Delancey does a good job capturing his voice and making him so chaotic and funny. Which actually is what the word Discord means.
Yep.
So...
That's right.
But whenever Starlight does mess up, she amends her offenses and apologizes. So, Anyways, then there's every little thing she does where she hypnotizes the main six and tries to get them to do what she wants. Which I guess you can say is kind of like making everyone equal, technically.
Yeah.
Just because she was nervous that she wouldn't be able to do the things they liked,
right?
that she would be bad at it. But then Twilight tells her that the lesson was to get to know them by doing something they love, and that it was a friendship lesson and not a baking lesson. Because Starlight is worried about baking a cake. Like, with her hoofs. Like, I feel like she's more comfortable with... I feel like Starlight is more, like, okay with doing magic than doing stuff with her own hoofs.
Yeah.
Like, she is very great at casting spells, but for some reason she's afraid of baking and doing other stuff like sewing. But while she's cleaning up, she actually did learn the lessons, and at the end they all chillax with Rainbow Dash, which is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And we even got to see Rainbow Dash with her sunglasses, which is super swag. Anyways, and in the season 6 finale, we see her fight against Queen Chrysalis, trying to save her friends from the changelings. And this is where Starlight admits all of her wrongdoings and explains that what she did was wrong, and says that a real leader doesn't force her subjects to deny who they are, and that she celebrates what makes them unique.
That's good.
And this is one that finds a better way, so Starlight speaks from her heart. And then all the changelings reform, and then Queen Chrysalis runs away. I think that would have been the perfect ending, because not only would it cap off Starlight's journey, it would have given you your own like interpretation. Like, you could imagine what happens next when season 6 ends. Like, oh, maybe like Starlight Glimmer is going to learn more friendship lessons with Twilight, and maybe Queen Chrysalis is going to plot to get revenge against her. Now, if season 6 would have ended, I would have loved Starlight to continue her friendship lessons with Twilight. I don't know why they would have her graduate. I don't know what their intention was, like, because if Starlight continued her friendship lessons, I think people would have adjusted to her more and actually loved her instead of hate her. Because one of the reasons why people like probably aren't the biggest fan of her is because they don't know her that well.
17.
Even though she reformed in season 6 and now she's learning to amend her past mistake. I don't know, maybe it's probably because they don't know what anxiety is, but it's a very powerful hormone to have when you're older. And also, yeah, the only thing I give season 7 credit for is making Starlight Glimmer funny. And hey, it did introduce Rainbow Dash's parents, who are super awesome, and they're the best parents in the world. And we got to see older characters come back, like, in season 6, we got to see characters like Coco Pamel and Daring Do, and Queen Chrysalis, like I mentioned. And we got to see new characters like Coriander Cumin and Saffron Masala, Quibble Pants, Flurry Heart.
Coriander Cumin?
Yeah. We got to see Sunburst for the first time. We got to see Vapor Trail and Sky Singer, who are super cute. Vapor Trail mostly. And we got to see the ponies from Starlight's Village come back when she tries to, like, go to the Sunset Festival without worrying that she's going to be a bad leader and she's going to go back to being evil. That's one thing I love about Starlight. She doesn't want to go back to being evil. I can't imagine, like, if there was a show where a villain, like, turned good but then went back to being evil again. Like, that would be pretty jarring and pretty, like, just disappointing for the fact that they were just improving, only to be sunk down again. Like, I'm glad that most villains have reformed.
And stay reformed.
And I'm sad that there are twist villains that exist, like Cozy Glow from My Little Pony. Although some twist villains can actually be pretty good, like Mr. Waternoose from Monsters, Inc. and the Prospector from Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are twist villains people hate, like Prince Hans and Callahan from Big Hero 6.
The Prince Hans is a real shocking, jarring, because he was pretending to be so nice to her.
And there are other twist villains like Sentinel Prime from Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Okay.
But it is nice knowing that they get defeated, but I would love to see them reform again at some point. Like, one thing I love about certain shows and movies is that a character will reform or will have the best character development. And Starlight has the best character development in cartoon history, and she has the best character trait out of every pony. I feel like without Starlight Glimmer, I probably wouldn't be the biggest fan of My Little Pony, but I would still consider it good, and I feel like the show would have gotten lower and lower with its quality. But thanks to Starlight Glimmer, the show has improved, and season 6 became my favorite season.
20.
So, now let's actually talk about Starlight's plushie. Now, I will say right off the bat, this is a major improvement from the plush I had 2 years ago. Like, she's a very darker color. Like, she has a very cute face. Like, it's hard to believe that this is the face of evil. Like,
no, she does not look evil.
Nope, she does look reformed. And I love that they gave her the season 6 design. Like, both hair swoops on the top and bottom, which is so cute. And I feel like that's what makes her more attractive than Twilight. I'm so happy they changed her
Yep.
design. The key mark is very bright and way less dull than the key mark on this side.
Your finger's in the way.
Yeah. I love how bright the key mark is, and it's very minty, unlike this one where it's a little bit like, I don't know how you would describe it, but it's kind of desaturated.
Yeah, and this one's fancier.
Yeah. And I do love that they made her a darker shade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this feels way too pale in my opinion. Like, I don't know if Starlight is actually supposed to be pink or if she actually is purple in the show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they've ever, like, mentioned what color she is, like, but I'm gonna guess.
Since she's got purple hair, I'm assuming she's meant to be purple.
Although there might be some people who will say that she actually is pink.
And maybe depend on what your TV or your phone looks like, too.
Yeah, but this one just looks way too pink, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty light.
And while I do love the half-lidded eye face...
And it's hard to keep clean.
It still looks like she's kind of malicious.
Uh-huh.
Like, this looks more like a...
Or suspicious, at least.
Suspicious, like, yeah.
Up to something.
But this is a more convincing face to know that she's reformed. And while she might not have the cute cat smile, and while she is very different compared to Trixie, like, they have different proportions, like, they still look cute together.
Yep.
And I will say that the horn is a little bit smaller than the plush I had before, but it's still very cute.
Yep.
And, like, this back part is way too huge in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a lot of hair.
And I love that they made her hair darker purple than before.
Uh-huh.
And overall, this has a better design and a better shape. Like, better proportioned.
Yep.
So, in the end, I say Starlight Glimmer is an awesome character, and she definitely is legend, and she's the reason why I love My Little Pony. And without her, I wouldn't be a big fan right now. And I probably wouldn't have, like, matured more as a person, because, like, I don't really act out as much, and I'm not as childish as I was when I was a kid. I'm very happy. Like, I'm so happy to be more mature and, like, not be less, like, immature, like, acting out sometimes. Like,
right. To be more in control of yourself.
To be more in control of myself and to, like, have a brighter future.
It's awesome.
So, if you guys liked this video, and if you love Starlight, please tell me in the comments below. And if you do prefer her over Twilight, please tell me. And if you like Twilight, that's okay. If you'd like to explain your reasons why you like Twilight, please tell me. And until then, this has been Tammy 2009, and I'll see you next time. Bye.